So Jeff Teague is now going back home to Indiana as he was traded to the Pacers in a three-team trade that sent George Hill to the Utah Jazz and the 12th pick from the Jazz comes back to the Atlanta Hawks. As a Hawks fan, I was first excited about this pick. It's a 12th round pick. That's a pretty decent pick. I mean, nothing special, but you never know. I was really excited to get, that we have a kind of early pick in a what seems like a pretty good draft this year. A lot of good players in the draft, I think, and I was originally excited about it, but I've heard that the Hawks are probably shipping it off so that they can have money to re-sign Horford and Kent Bazemore. So that's kind of disappointing if they do, because I really want an early pick to help us out a little bit. But it is what it is, and I'd say the Pacers won this trade. They got Jeff Teague, huge upgrade over George Hill, in my opinion. A lot more athletic, a lot faster, and George Hill's getting kind of old. And now that he's going to the Jazz, I don't think the Jazz should have given up a 12th overall pick for George Hill. Maybe a second round pick or a late first round pick, but a 12th pick, I would not have given that up. If I were the manager of the Utah Jazz, I would not have given that up. I think the Jazz lost this deal. While the Pacers won and the Hawks, we'll see what happens. Hopefully they don't have to give up a pick to re-sign Horford and Bazemore. But we'll see what happens. Anyways, that means Dennis Schroeder is now officially going to be the starting point guard, which I'm kind of excited about because I think he can do a lot better than Jeff Teague did this past season. I think he has much more potential than Jeff Teague, and you never know. I really think he can be a star. Not like Steph Curry or anything, but I think he could be a top 10 point guard for sure. And I'm really excited to see what he can bring this next season. Even though we won't have Jeff Teague, and we might not have a good point guard off the bench, it'll be interesting. So the Hawks didn't really, I guess they didn't really gain anything unless they do get this 12th pick. They did lose a good player off the bench now. So it'll be interesting to see what the Hawks do in the offseason, who they sign, maybe to get a bench player to replace Schroeder now. Because Schroeder's now going to be the starter. And for Indiana, Jeff Teague replacing George Hill, they should move up a few spots in the East. Maybe be 4th or 5th, I'd say. It's hard to tell when you don't know where everyone's going to land yet. But I think the Pacers are going to get a little bit better with Jeff Teague. And with the Utah Jazz, I thought maybe this year they could get into the playoffs. Well, I'm not too sure. It depends what they do in the offseason, just like the Pacers. But I really don't think they're going to make the playoffs again. I think they're going to end up 9th. Because it feels like they always end up 9th. Like, people say they're always going to end up in the playoffs, and I swear they always end up 9th. It's funny. Anyways, that's just what I think about this trade. I think Pacers won the trade, the Jazz lost the trade, and it depends what the Hawks do with the 12th pick.